Hollow Knight bosses tier list. So I have just completed all of Hollow Knight. I am at my peak of Hollow Knight interest right now after just beating it. So I'm ready to give my authoritative take on what is actually the best and worst bosses in the game. I think I have a pretty strong opinion, and I think it's gonna show, the evidence will show that I am correct. Starting off with this boss, this is Lost Kin. So the first version of this boss is the most mid. This is like a perfect C. Broken Vessel. Broken Vessel is a C. This one, a solid A. This was this is like the first really hard dream boss I fought. I think this is one of the first bosses I took a real long time grinding on. This one's an F. It's easy to miss. And then when I did find it, it was easy as fucking hell. Yeah, this is an F. This is like one of the worst bosses. Dung Defender. The basic level's kind of well, he's cool. I don't know. It depends. Difficulty-wise, he's not hard. But in terms of art and like his character, I think he's kind of hype. So I'm gonna put him at C. And then I think the white version, this guy is hype as fuck. He's an A. If you're actually swaggy, you can juggle him in the air. Super tough on Radiant. Super tough on Radiant. Unless you get the bounce. Doma. Yeah, he's hype as hell. Elder Who Megalo. Let's add another tier, dude. We'll call this the Elder Who Megalo. This guy sucks. He's just dumb. I don't like his... He always does that attack where it goes jump. And you do one easy dodge and then go back. And it just stalls for time. He's a total Who Megalo. And his art isn't even cool. He's like a really basic dream boss. Fluke Marm. If this was a ranking hotness, you know, we'd have a different story. But, yeah, it's actually the most brain-dead boss of all time. You just jump on top of it and pogo. Galeon, super dope. Total B. I think this guy was awesome. I think he had a cool storyline, cool dialogue, interesting way of fighting, fun to dodge. Always a threat when he shows up, but he doesn't feel like bullshit. It never feels like, I'm getting cheesed. Sly is dope as fuck. Put him in A. The Yoda scene is cool. Small guy. The shopkeeper becoming a boss is super sick. I haven't seen that in other games. Really fun to fight. Zote is going to sound crazy. S. Zote is a fucking awesome, perfect boss. Zote is hard but not unfair, and it scales in difficulty if you want to fight him as many times. And I think the Zote personality is so funny. The precepts are so funny. The fact that you start beating his ass in her dreams so she stops being in love with him and leaves is a fucking hilarious concept. And when you fight him in the Pantheon, it's always like he's a challenge, but he's not broken. And he's not gonna, I don't know, he's not a run ender. This fucking thing, D. It's just boring. But it does always hit me, which is annoying because it's an easy boss. Actually, speaking of that, let's go to Vengefly right now. Where the fuck is Vengefly? This is my least favorite boss in the whole fucking game. I actually need to make another tier. Rancid Dog Water. I hate this boss. It is the first boss. It should be by far the easiest. And instead it's the most slow, boring fight where you can only hit things one at a time as they... Flying bosses in general are absolute horseshit. Yeah, worst boss in the whole game for me. This guy, I like this B guy. I'm going to put, obviously, I think it's a no-brainer. He goes in B tier. Actually, I think what was cool that I noticed is that if you fight the Hive Knight, it is the perfect, like, mini version of this guy. It is the mini Pure Vessel. So, like, if you get good at the Hive Knight, you, like, are better at Pure Vessel, which is pretty dope. Pure Vessel, by the way, is my favorite fight in the whole game. Pure Vessel is such a fucking hype fight. It takes sick rhythm. It is super fair, and you can totally master it. There's never any RNG of it. You can dodge all the attacks if you're fast enough. The whole area, the arena is designed cool. You feel like a badass for beating it. It unlocks Radiance, so it's like right before you unlock God. Hornet. Hornet is an A. The first Hornet fight is probably... I mean, it wasn't that memorable to me. I'll put it as C. She's really slow, and you don't know the relevance to the story yet, but the second one was hype as fuck. So I'm going to put it as A. Is this the Mantis Lords? Both of these are S. Both of these are S. In fact, I'm going to put them above Zote These are two of the best designed fights in video game history. They are, I describe them like a Jackie Chan fight because there's so much going on, but you're really only doing one or two things at a time. So it's like, as a player, it's not overwhelming, but when you look at it, it looks so impressive. And so you feel like a badass. You know, they're not unreasonably hard, but they look harder than they are, which is cool because the developer makes you feel powerful and strong and like you're getting something. And that is super duper cool. I was super impressed. When I played it the first time, I was like I said, that's the first time I fell in love with the game. I hated the game basically until this first fight. Markoth. Markoth normally is a C or D. Markoth Ascended, or in the Pantheon, like the Pantheon version is not too bad because you can jump on his head. Markoth Radiant is rancid dog water. And so I'm going to leave him there. Markoth Radiant is fucking rancid dog water of game design. It is so fucking cringe that you cannot get hit by random spawning spears that spawn 1 per second. And he's got 2 shields moving at random angles around his body. It is so cringe. Oh, here we go. Nightmare King Grimm. Third best fight, makes sense. Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. Beautiful music, beautiful theme, beautiful setup. I was watching Point Crow fight him, and what I was so impressed, it reminded me of when I first fought him. When you first fight Nightmare King Grimm, you are absolutely overwhelmed. But when you get good at it, it feels free. So it's really the perfectly designed boss because it's not unfair at all. You can literally, I could Radiant this boss probably 9 times out of 10. It's like a dance. It's like a waltz, yeah. Once you learn it and know the steps, you can just do it. But until you learn that dance, he is all over you. I really think it's an awesome fight. Beginnergnosk is kind of hype. I'm going to put Beginnergnosk in B as well. It's a fairly difficult challenge. Perfect for the level you are when you find him. Flying Nosk is rancid dog water. Flying Nosk in the middle of a fucking Pantheon where it slows down to a crawl and you have to fucking jump on fucking his head and hit him 1 time is trash. It was a morale killer every time I got to it. What I fucking hate is bosses like this. These two guys. I'm going to give the first one actually a pretty good rating, B. The Dream version is basically the same thing, only slightly harder, and it has way too much health. I'm going to put it at E. It was extremely annoying to have to dodge the same shit over and over and over. And most of it's pretty easy to dodge. You're just to chop through this fat guy's massive health pool. But the theming is cool, and the fact that he's got a second mode is cool. And I remember when I first fought him, and I beat him, and I was like, pay the believers! Or I was just excited that I beat him, and then all the people were Pepe laughing. And then right then, the fucking boss came out, and I almost lost. Let's go! Let's go! Woo! Let's break the economy a little bit. Oh God! Oh God! Oh no! Oh, please die. And I thought that was a fucking highlight of my entire... Like, if I had lost there after popping off through the fucking roof, it would have been really sad. So, it really stuck with me. I thought it was super fucking hype. Radiant and Absolute Radiance. Radiance is a B tier for me, the first one I fought. Really impressive fight. Well designed. Not too bullshit. It wasn't one of my favorite fights of the whole game, but very satisfying to beat. That being said, I can give this... I'm going to put this in S, at the bottom of S, because of how hyped I was when I beat it. Absolute Radiance is a fucking hype fight. It really is designed in a way where you can still master it. The fight is epic. It feels fucking grand. It feels like you're fighting the true final boss. This boss is as hard as promised. You get to Absolute Radiance, you expect, okay, this is going to be a fucking challenge. And it is. It delivers. Raw challenge you want. This guy is an absolute Megalo. I made fun of him every time. He doesn't even feel like a boss, dude. He feels like a fat... I literally think those big red soldiers with the shields that are in the city have done more damage to me than this guy. He feels like this guy's underling. I count him as like a mini boss. I would rank, in terms of like difficulty, I would rank a single Primal Aspid over this guy. Trader Lord, C. Really fun and hard the first time I fought him, but once you learn that he's an absolute joke close range, it kind of ruins it for you. Actually, I'll put him at top of C though because of the boots, the cloth scene, which was one of the most heartfelt scenes in the whole game. And the fact that she helps you kill him and then dies in the process. And you get a powerful, it was cool. It was really cool. Umu is rancid dog water. I despise Umu and I did radiant it and I did grind it. And there is a way to no hit it. It pisses me off. I don't like it. Oh, I'll take it up. Only because of the Quirrell fight. Storyline version was not bad at all. Storyline version was probably even a B. Because Quirrell comes out and it's hype and he punctures the thing for you and you're dodging and fighting. That fight was sick as fuck. Fighting him again with the jellyfish is like rancid dog water. So I'm going to put it at a fucking D for medium. Watcher Knights, abso-fruitly an A. Watcher Knights, I think, if I'm being dead honest, were the boss fight I grinded the most. I don't think any boss gave me more trouble the first time I fought him than Watcher Knights. Because I didn't know that you could kill it with a chandelier to get rid of one. And I didn't have Shadow Dash. This fight is so much easier with Shadow Dash. And I didn't have it. A really cool fight. Really cool fight. And totally different from all the other fights. It's not one big guy, but 6 guys moving all around that makes it hard. I thought it was really cool. Finally, this is Zote. Top of S tier. The first time you fought Zote, I was enthralled. I didn't think a fucking fight could be so impressive. S++. The Zote tier. I believe in this fight, you just chop him 3 times and he can't hurt you. It truly made you feel like a king. I think Zote's a goated character, though. Zote is one of the most charming characters in the whole game. The whole idea of somebody that's constantly getting captured but talking about how great they are is funny to me. And the fact that if you don't save him, he'll literally just die is like really dark and kind of sad. And I don't know, it's one of the unique, cool things about the game. I think Zote's awesome. So I loved it. That's my tier list. I think this is pretty accurate, actually. I will say overall, just to summarize, Hollow Knight is in my top 10 games of all time. It's an absolutely gorgeous game. I'm so happy that I stuck with it. Really, really creative, and I cannot wait for Silk Song.